Sometimes games come around that fill a void that you didn't even really know existed. I certainly wasn't begging for a hack-and-slash Diablo-style RPG, especially not one that plays like Preta Vendetta Rising. But an hour in, I was already singing its praises, wondering how we hadn't gotten a game like this for PSVR already. And at 12 hours in, I'm totally engaged and thoroughly addicted, but admittedly barely scratching the surface of this epic adventure. You'll hear the Diablo comparisons ad nauseum when discussing Preta on a surface level, but dig a little deeper and you'll discover that this is the grindiest grindfest ever encountered, probably anywhere. It takes seemingly forever to do just about anything, from crafting weapons to upgrading skill trees and replaying the same missions over and over to find rare loot drops is the core of Preta's gameplay.
Just a practice.
Suffice it to say that any small upgrade will require hours of dedicated grinding and a tireless commitment to mastering the combat system, which makes every small reward feel like a huge victory. And there's a ton to do. Upgrading skills and companions, crafting weapons and accessories, all for 3 wildly different playable characters, means that character management will occupy just as much of your time as the levels themselves. In comparison to all the systems at work here, Preta's gameplay is surprisingly shallow. 1 basic and 3 cooldown attacks, 1 block, and 1 dodge pretty much sum up the core combat mechanics. I died countless times learning to fight effectively, and with the repetitious nature of the mission structure and the general lack of level variety, I probably should have lost interest in Preta ages ago. But instead, I found myself redoubling my efforts, changing my attack strategy, replaying older missions, and setting new goals for the night. This isn't a game I should like, but I'm hopelessly addicted, and if I spend less than 100 hours with Preta this year, I'll be surprised. Luckily, Preta's a good-looking game, with a soundtrack reminiscent of what could totally be interstitial tracks on Metallica's Black Album. There's a lot more to say about Preta Vendetta Rising, like an optional first-person mode or multiplayer boss raids. But at its core, Preta is an incredibly deep, incredibly frustrating, incredibly repetitive, incredibly addictive, single-player third-person hack-and-slash game that somehow, and surprisingly, became one of my favorite games of the year. And for the $20 price tag, it's practically a no-brainer. Just know what you're getting into, and Preta will reward your patience, albeit extremely slowly.